step now, before we proceed with the next step, I would like us to play around the pieces future, okay, so that we'll get a better understanding on how the interface will work, okay? So first of all, we'll start from the menu, okay? The menu bar is the same thing as other menu bar, but it has specific function for different things. One thing you must notice, this menu bar is detachable. If you watch the S-stream here, you will see a straight line. So this straight line made up of dots is telling us that this menu bar, we can remove it and place it anywhere we want. So if I click on this bar now, I can just drag this thing out. You see, I have drawn the menu bar to the down side. I can move it anywhere, even by the side here. You see the menu bar is now up here. So I can place it anywhere of my choice. You see where it is by the side. So that's part of the reason why I say we should not be scared, right? Play around with it. So look at my menu bar that was once up is now by the side. I can also use it from here. You see everything is opening, right? I click on this drop down, it opens for me, okay? So I don't want to preview, I just close, okay? I'm just trying to tell us that you can play around it. So if I don't want, I want to take it up, I click here again, and I move it up. You see, it has gone back to its original position. Please take note of this. You will see all of them that have that dot dot at the end. It simply means you can move them around. You see this one here, you can move it around. You see this one, you can let me add this one here. I just move it and drag it here. Okay, I'm just trying to put them. Okay, so you see the way I'm just moving it around, so it's just normal. It's not that there's any special thing. It's not that there's any special thing I'm doing. Okay, you can see them now, they are now in one line instead of 3 lines. Okay, it's just normal. So that's just first thing you need to take cognizance of. So it simply means you can play around the shortcut bar and the menu bar. That's why. So the same thing with these ones on the right hand side, you can play around it. Okay. So next thing is you need to understand that, look at this. You can see between the Gantt chart and the activity window, you will find out that there is a line. There is this line that is always between them. So what does this mean? This simply means that I can reduce this. I can reduce this. Okay. I can also expand it. So I can expand it and make the other one very small. I can also reduce it. So I can toggle between them. You will see the screw bar here. The screw bar is the boundary between them. It means I can toggle this, I can toggle this. So that's the meaning of this. So also understand that there is a screw bar here. This screw bar controls only the activity window. You can see me sending this screw bar front and back. It controls only the activity window. Then you see another screw bar here. From the middle here, you also see another screw bar. This one controls the Gantt chart. So in case you want to move the Gantt chart left or right, you use that. We also have the top, but the top controls both of them. If I scroll in here now, both of them will be scrolling. Both the Gantt chart and the activity bar. So this, including this one, it controls both of them. Please take note of that. All right. Then the next thing that is important to note is all these things you are seeing here, I can remove them. Please take note. You see all these shortcuts, I can remove them. How? For me to remove them, I just come any space here. I just right click. When I right click, you see all of them. Okay, if I remove this project, you will find out that this one here will disappear. This thing will be going out. If I uncheck the project here, it will disappear. So if I also right click here, and if I right click on this space here, please take note of where I'm right clicking. If I remove edit, the one here has disappeared. If I also come here and right click, if I remove assign, the other one here has disappeared. If I come here, if I remove layout, this one at this place have disappeared. So you can play around with it. If I remove enterprise, this one here just left. And if I remove print, this one here will disappear. This one will disappear. Then if I remove button layout, this one here just disappeared as well. So you can remove all these things, okay? And you remove them one after the other. You find out that all of them, they are moving. They are disappearing gradually, okay? If I remove the tools, this one just disappeared. Then if I remove the top layout, this one have disappeared. Now, lastly, we have this move. And if I remove this move, something just left here. So you now find out that I've removed what we call the short bar. All right, James, go ahead with your question before we proceed.
Okay, my first question is why and when should you remove those shortcuts? And second one
Come again.
is when
Come
you
again with your first question.
why and when should it be removed if there is any need to remove it? And
Okay.
secondly, if as I pointed your cursor, please just shake it so that we'll see it very well. Most times I'm not seeing where it's you're operating from. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. All right. Yeah, very nice question. So let's look at the first one. Say, why do we need to remove it? Okay. Now, remember what I said earlier, there are a lot of persons, when they start working with PCs, they are always scared. And why are they scared is because of this interface. So you can be working and perhaps you find out that, look, one of it have disappeared. You don't know where it is. You start shivering. We said, no, don't shiver. You can remove them and put them. So if perhaps you are working and your hand mistakenly click on something and the menu shift and was on the other side, it shouldn't stop your work. It shouldn't be something of concern. Now you have known you can drag it back. That's one of the reasons. Second reason, I've gone for an interview. Do you know what they did? They removed everything on the screen. The screen was totally white. And they handed the system over to us and gave us 15 minutes to deliver a schedule with conditions attached to it. Now, people who don't understand this secret, they were frustrated, calling the guy, the system is faulty, the PCs is not good. This is the guy, and the guy, very funny guy, he will look at it, he will just pretend as if he want to help you. You will explain, he will give you time to talk. You will explain, show him. After that, he will tell you he's not an IT personnel, so he don't even understand what you are saying, right? But you should just try and see how you can manage. Instead of telling you that it's part of the interview, he will just spread the word. So some guys did not do their interview, their practical at all. While some guys manage, and people like us were able to do it, right? Because we understand the techniques before time. Okay, so now, if you don't know it, if you miss such situation, you will think that the PCs is faulty. You will think that because remember, it's not your PCs. It's a company system that called you for interview. They are handing over to you to do the practical, right? And because you have not experienced it, you don't know that you can remove and bring it back. So you will see the person will be frustrated. That's one of the primary reasons. Every class I'm teaching, I will make sure my student understands this because it can mess you up. Because in the planning industry, in fact, all the companies are expected to give you a system with PCs installed. It's not the one you're using in your house that you're going to use to work for them. So as a matter of fact, if you don't understand these things, right, the previous user might remove or rearrange it. Like the one I'm working with, I always arrange to my specification. You can't use my own unless you are the type that enjoy it. Even my system menu, I put them up. So I rearrange it in and it gives me joy. So if I'm leaving and I handed that system over back to the company and I left, and the next person, they gave the person the system, the person will start struggling with those things if the person don't have the idea. I don't know if that answers the question. James, are you good now?
Yes, very, very important. This is, yeah, this is very, very important.
All right.
Very, very important.
All right.
But please just take 2 minutes to show me again how to replace it and remove it. Please, just a minute.
Yeah. So we are going to do it again. All right. So now we are going to remove the menu bar as well. Okay. So you see this menu bar here. You can see the menu bar where you have your file, edit, view, project, enterprise, tools, and admin. Okay. We are going to remove them and put them back. Okay. So now to remove them, go through the right end of the menu bar. You can see this small triangle here. So you call the menu bar the more button. Okay. So you just click on it. If you click on it, it will bring another, it will bring a small rectangular box where you will see the add or remove button. So you click on it again, it will give you the drop down of everything you have in the menu bar. So you can go ahead and uncheck them. If you uncheck them, they will just disappear. So let's do that. I remove 1, 2. As I'm removing it, they are disappearing. I'm removing projects that disappear. Enterprise goes away. Tools goes away. Admin goes away. Help goes away. So you can find out that you don't have any menu bar again. Okay. Now, next thing, I want to remove these windows. I don't want to see them. I just go to this close here. I close it. You see, my screen is blank. And this was exactly how the screen were when they handed it over to us to do the practical. And people were frustrated, right? Okay, so this is part of the learning. So I can start bringing them back again. So in case you meet this situation, don't panic. And that's why we said, play around with PCs, spoil anything. Come, we'll look at it and see how we'll resolve it for you. Worst case scenario, the worst thing that will happen within your learning period is to install a new PCs for you. And you see the file, we release it free of charge. So that you can install and also save it in your system for future use. Then if you need a higher version, you can now go and source for it. Okay. So why are we doing this? Because we know you can run into problems. So if you have nobody to help you, just uninstall it. For now that you are learning, get all these things mastered so that when you start doing the job, you don't need to go through those things. You can resolve all your problems. So to bring it back, very quick one, I start from the menu. I click again on this small icon. Please, you must look out for this small triangular icon, more button. I click on it. It tells me add and remove. I bring it back. I start adding them one after the other. You see, they are coming back. They are coming back. And I'm done. Okay. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. So I can click on them and proceed. So next thing is the toolbar. So I just right click here and I start adding them. But this one takes time. You do it one after the other. If you do, it will disappear. You see, this one have appeared. This is the project. Okay. I click on assign. Assign have appeared. Okay. So I click on edit. See, edit is here now. I click on layout. Layout has come here. I click on enterprise. It comes here. I click. So I will just stop here. This is basically what I think is okay. Let me bring out. Let me bring out two more this thing that I will use. The standard. I think I also need the. Let me fill the button layout. I need the one that I have my scheduling to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I need this one because I will be scheduling as I walk through. So I can also decide to bring out everything if necessary. Okay. So with time, you will know what you need and what you don't need. So, but For a start, we can just advise you to have everything on your space, right? Until when you get to master. You can see all these ones now that are now increasing my screen space. I can just drag it and drop it here. Okay, so that I don't want my screen space. I can even drag them and put them here. I don't want my screen space to be much. I can drag them and put them here. Okay, so you can see it's now one. So automatically, I think I'm good with this, unless I just, for learning sake, to bring out other something like find, and perhaps I bring out the top, and let me also bring out the move button. Okay, so I think basically I'm okay. I'm okay with this. All right. So now I don't want anything here, so I'll just drag this and place it here. Okay. So I'm good. So this is just how to play around with the P6 interface. So we can proceed with the business of the day, unless there is any other question. So I think any question? Okay, so if we don't have any question, quickly, let's see how we can create